Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the week of May 16th through May 20th. And hopefully you have already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week. Don't sell in May and go away. If you have not already seen that, we would highly recommend it. We'll include a link in the description box below to part 1. Again, that provides all the input data, the market analysis, the trends, the strategies that we're using in picking our stocks to put on our watch list, add to our bullpen to potentially buy for this week. So we'll get started looking at our watch lists and our trade updates for this week. So let's get started. Okay, first just a few updates on our trades from last week, and we'll start with KOLD, KOLD, which is the inverse short on natural gas. We added a position on the 3rd at 7:01. We got stopped out on the 10th at 8:41, so you can kind of see we bought in somewhere in here, wrote it down, it rode up, it peaked and then rolled over, broke that pivot line, stopped us out, but we made a very nice profit on that additional position in KOLD. As you'll see, we're going to watch KOLD again. If it happens to come back down to this low again, which would mean that natural gas spikes up to the $9 area, we would do the same thing. We would add a position to scalp, take the swing back up. We still also have a longer term position for a major rollover in natural gas. So again, congratulations to all our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited from this scalp on KOLD. And again, we're going to be watching and playing this again for spikes in natural gas. So we hope that helps. Our next trade update is we're long O, Realty Income. You can see we had that on our watch list from last week. We swing trade O on a regular basis. It pays a monthly dividend. It's a nice, well-diversified dividend aristocrat REIT. So it is optionable as well. So again, this is a very nice inflation hedge. It has real estate. They pay a monthly dividend. We can hold it, wait, collect the dividend. It does have a nice swing to it. So again, we are currently long O. Again, we put that on the watch list, and then it came down due to the downward pressure on the market, and we took our long position in O, and it has since started swinging back up. When it peaks, we'll probably cash it out and then wait for it to come back down. As I said, it does have a nice swing cycle. We are also long VOO and BTI, and you can see in our weekly trading game plan from last week why we kind of changed our views on BTI and BO due to the risk reward profile changing based on the market conditions. So we ended up taking a position in each of those in different accounts. We have a very large position in BTI. And these are, again, long-term investments, long-term swings, sources of cash if we happen to need them. But again, these are just long-term holds. So we got both VOO and BTI. You may have opportunities due to the continued downward pressure through the week to get good positions in VOO and BTI, although the bounce back on Friday, I think they're still attractive at the current prices. So. And again, we'll tell you, how you can get real-time alerts via our Patreon in a second. Just a quick reminder that you can get real-time or near real-time trade alerts when we make a trade or get stopped out of a trade when we enter or exit a trade as quickly as possible via our Patreon, which is patreon.com/BeachBumTrading, which you can see here. We post that and you'll automatically get an email of our trade update, and or in our Discord, which again you get access to via our membership in our Patreon, in the Thinkorswim alerts Under the alerts category, we again get alerted automatically. We set an alert when an order gets triggered. It automatically posts to the Thinkorswim alert category, and then again we will update that if the order is actually filled with the details of that trade, and or in the trade alerts section if we enter a trade that was not necessarily alerted through Thinkorswim. So again, we hope this all helps. Just a reminder, if you want to get real-time alerts when we make or exit a trade, this is the various ways that you can do so. So again, we hope this all helps. Okay, let's talk about the specific updates to our watch list for this week. And the first one we're adding is JVA, which is Coffee Holding Company. You can see it's a consumer defensive packaged food. They do coffee. We can see, you know, their profitability is a little bit questionable. They are not optionable, and it is a low float stock. We can kind of see it's come down. It's approaching the support. If it maintains the support and is stable and turns back up, we'd like to go long JVA. Again, this is a consumer defensive, so it's positive in terms of the current theme. As a recession proofing, portfolio proofing type of stock, people are going to keep drinking coffee. And we saw in the futures chart for coffee in part 1 that the coffee prices have come down some. So that's a positive. So we're adding JVA. Again, it's a low float, so it's going to be kind of choppy. But if it does hold that support and turn up, then we'll go long JVA. We're going to take Mark off of our watch list as it pretty much broke down through support. That was a tech stock. Again, so it's under a lot of pressure from the poor sentiment, market sentiment, negative sentiment on technology. So it broke down through support. So we're going to take it off until we revisit in the future. We just talked about realty income. You could see we added it from the bullpen on the 10th. And if you're getting our watch list, our interweek watch list updates via our Patreon, then you saw we moved it up to the watch list, and then you would get the trade alert that we bought it on the 12th. So we're going to take it off the watch list as we're already long on O, and it has already started to run up. POWW. We're going to add that to our watch list. That is an aerospace defense. They do ammunition. They had donated ammunition to Ukraine. Again, it's aerospace and defense. So in part 1, we talked that the aerospace and defense contractors is something that is inflation proof. And also, obviously, with the global turmoil going on, there's not going to be a lack of demand for ammunition. It had been up, it came down. You can see it kind of bounced off of that support level. We'd kind of like it to double bottom there, so just a little bit of a dip, and we would go. We actually have an order sitting out there at 353 to catch that dip, so we have a good to cancel order that's sitting at 353 right now. We'll keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't plummet, but we'd be happy at that price. So another thing we're going to add back into our watch list for this week, and probably for the near term, is DRIP. And DRIP is the inverse, the short on oil. And we do have a long term position. We already have a position in DRIP. We got at a higher price. But with oil pushing back up over the 110 area, if oil does spike up to the 130 or above and peaks and rolls over, we're going to do the same kind of thing we did with cold, which is we'll take a scalp. So we'll take another long-term or another long position on DRIP and just scalp it on the way down and take that swing or scalp trade on oil using DRIP. One of the things, let me bring something up, and we'll take a look at why I prefer DRIP to SCO, which is another way to short oil. Okay, as I mentioned, when we saw that opportunity potentially that oil was going to spike again and that we might want to short any peak, any spike in oil further, I wanted to take a look at our ETFs that we have as opportunities to short oil. So I'm in my Google Sheets, as you may have seen my ETF comparison Google Sheet that you might see in some of our other videos of how we compare ETFs, compare the risk-reward profiles for various ETFs. So here's my list of ones for longing or shorting oil that I have right now. And the ones I have to short oil is both DRIP and SCO. And in the past, I believe the risk-reward profile for SCO might have been preferable. But again, when I saw that opportunity, I wanted to check them and update the prices, the 52-week high and low, etc. Check the support and resistance and see which one was the most attractive from a short-term risk-reward standpoint. So when I updated these, and they had done a reverse split on DRIP in the past, so I also updated those prices for the reverse split. And when I did that update, you can see that DRIP has a 6.1 reward to risk ratio from the 52-week high to low versus a 5.5 for SCO, and also from a although from a support to resistance, SCO is a little bit more attractive at 3.9. So it's kind of a mixture. We could go with either one, and we'll kind of keep an eye on these to see if that changes based on the lows that these guys make as oil spikes. And just for other people that have asked about leveraged ETFs or ETFs in general to scalp or swing various commodities, etc., the ones that we watch for longing oil are Gush and UCO, which are very similar. DRIP is the inverse of Gush, UCO is the long, SCO is the short on WTI. And then we also have USOI, which is the Credit Suisse ETN. That's one of these monthly paying dividends stocks that if we're going to long and hold oil as a long-term investment, that pays monthly dividend like GLDI on gold and SLVO on silver. So we hope that all helps. And again, that's, you can see why we're looking at DRIP and potentially SCO. Okay, another one that we're going to add to our watch list for this week is UUUU, which is a uranium energy fuels Inc. We've swung UUUU in the past. Again, it's uranium and rare earth, so it also has rare earth elements, which we find very attractive given the current issues with China, Ukraine, etc. It is a U.S.-based company, so again, that's positive. It is optionable. And we can see it had come down to a support level, and then on Friday it kind of had a bounce. Uranium was cycling down, so as you'll see, there's a couple uranium plays. You know, we've been watching LEU. We'll see that in a second as well. That's a uranium play, and you'll also see DNN is another one that we played before. As uranium's a commodity, it cycles. When it comes to the bottom, we go long uranium, swing it to the top. Again, it's a nice commodity to swing. As we mentioned, we're already long VOO and VTI if you're not already, and we'd like to take a position in either or both of those. You can see our other video on comparing those two, and then our recent update in our last week's weekly trading game plan as to which one you should pick. And you don't need to have both really, but either one is fine. And we're also going to remove WPRT. It broke down through support. Again, negative sentiment on technology communication type stocks. So since it's broken down and given the negative support, we're going to take that one off our watch list. So those are our updates to our watch list. In a second, we'll tell you how you can get inter-week updates to our watch list, and then we'll go back and quickly review everything that we've got on our watch list for this week. Just a quick reminder that if you would like to get notified of any updates to our watch list that we make intra-week up to daily, we post those into our Patreon, which is patreon.com BeachBum Trading. You'll get notified automatically via email and or in the stock watch list under the watch list category in our Discord. Again, we will post any updates to our watch list inter-week, up to daily, to our Patreons, and also in the stock watch list channel in our Discord. So again, if you would like to get automatically notified of any inter-week updates to any of our watch lists, these are the various ways that you could do so, and we hope this all helps. Okay, a quick review of everything we've got on our watch list for this week. Again, the week of the 16th through the 20th of May. It's big lots. We talked about in part 1 how the consumer trading down to discount lower end retail stores may be a positive trend given high inflation, the oncoming recession, and you can see big lots has bounced off the support level a couple times, and it kind of shot up one day. We'll see if it comes back down if we get an entry point on big lots. We do like that as a current theme. We talked about drip for spike in oil, scalp trade. Fresh Del Monte we've been watching, again that's agricultural products trend. We kind of missed that bottom before. We'd like to catch this support level, so we're going to keep watching FDP. Franklin Wireless, again a low float, it's kind of choppy, and we'll see if we get a good opportunity in that one. We talked about we're adding JVA, coffee. We talked about looking for additional scalp opportunities on a spike in natural gas using KOLD, KOLD. LEU we've had on our watch list for a couple weeks, and you see we kind of missed that little bottom, and then uranium's ran back up. Hopefully we'll just get a quick double bottom there and try to go in LEU. I think we even tried to put an order on it, just didn't quite catch. So we talked about that we're adding POWW, POW, ammunition. We are making a nice profit already on our long position in SVXY. SVXY is the short on volatility on the VIX. Its inverse to long volatility is UVXY for those looking for pairs of ETFs to use to scalp swing trade volatility, the VIX. We may do a separate video specifically on trading volatility. Great opportunity for day trades, scalp trades, etc. I think you could almost just trade the VIX and make a good profit on a daily basis. And then we talked about that we're adding UUUU, which is uranium energy fuels, and we just want to dip and we'll go along uranium. Again, the theme in uranium is very positive as it's a more cleaner energy versus oil. So again, we think we'll see a swing back up in uranium based on that. So that's what's on our watch list, our main watch list that we watch real time during the week. Now we'll take a look at what we have in our bullpen and explain what that means in a second. Right now, as of the filming of this video, Webull is offering 5 free stocks when you open and fund an account. Typically they offer 2 or more free stocks, but sometimes they have special promotions, so please check our link to Webull in the description box below, which you can also find on the About page or the header of our YouTube channel, BeachBum Trading YouTube channel, and or in the link section at the bottom of the About page, and or in the links section under trading platforms on our home page, beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. And again, if you use our affiliate link to Webull, you can currently get 5 free stocks when you open and fund an account, and you can see those stocks can be up to $3,000 upon funding your account. So we hope that all helps. Okay, let's talk about updates to our Bullpen Stocks watch list, which is a separate watch list that we have. We maintain a Webull, and the concept of the bullpen is it's not things we're watching real time during the day. We revisit these at the end of the day, see if they afford an attractive setup. If so, we put them in the game, add them to our real-time watch list. We send out those watch list updates to our Patreons. It gets posted in the watch list updates in our Discord, etc. So again, and you saw we put several in the game from our bullpen last week. Now here's our updates for this week. We're going to take ABO out of our bullpen. It already ran up. It ran away. We're not going to chase it. Um, we're going to add, or actually what we did with Ethereum, we had it in our bullpen before, and with the essentially the crash, the collapse in cryptocurrencies, we're going to lower our price target on Ethereum to that recent low. I'm a little concerned, with the issues with the cryptocurrencies. I do prefer Ethereum. As you'll see, we're also going to put Bitcoin in the watch list to keep an eye on it. You can see where our price targets are, 28.8, and really the 52-week low, 25. I still prefer Ethereum over Bitcoin just because of its actual utility in minting NFTs. But again, I am a bit concerned about what's going on in cryptocurrency, and that we're seeing a fall into the trough of disillusionment off of peak hype. So if you've seen my video on the Gartner hype cycle, you'll know what I'm talking about, and we want to see a real bottom in that area. So another one we're adding to our bullpen is CBU. Again, this is an aerospace and defense company, CPI Aerostructures. They supply parts to Lockheed Martin. So as we talked about in part one, we see these types of government contractors as a potential recession-proofing, inflation-proofing opportunity for your portfolio. CVU is kind of a low float. You can see it's coming down towards a support area. We want to keep an eye on it, see if it does achieve a good support and swing up, and if so, it is optionable. Again, it's a low float, but it fits that theme, and it looks like it might be attractive. DNN, it's another uranium play. We've swung DNN profitably many times over the years, and you can see it's a Canadian uranium play. It is optionable. Sometimes it stops around this $1 area, 102 area, and sometimes it comes down to this 92 area. So wherever it's going to swing back up, we'll take along in DNN. Again, it's a uranium play. FCAP, this is an interesting one that came up in one of our queries, one of our screeners. We've had it on the watch list in the past, and it's been a little frustrating because it is a low float, but it's a regional bank, and right now it's trading below cash. It has 52.43 in cash, and it's trading in the 33s, and it's a bank. So I'm sure it's been pushed down, downward pressure on financials, but I find that interesting. It is a low float, so it's a little difficult to trade. It's choppy. But I'm hypothesizing that given that they're trading below cash and it's a regional bank, this guy might be a acquisition target. Again, a larger bank could acquire them, and it would probably be acquired around their actual cash balance, and that provides some decent upside. So I want to put that in the bullpen and keep an eye on FCAP. Other people have mentioned that it was attractive in the past. It is not optionable. It is low float. But again, my hypothesis is that might be an acquisition target. So if it does reach support and look attractive, we'll put it in the game. Again, we're going to take SEO off of the bullpen for now. We just showed how we're replacing that with drip in general, but either one would be fine. This is a direct on the crude oil price of WTI crude, whereas drip is based on the oil companies. So either one would be fine, whichever you want to play. But for now we're going to go with drip in general, unless the risk-reward profile changes. We're going to take VITL off. It happened to break down through support, which is surprising as it was an agricultural play, but it no longer looks attractive. Same way with WYY. So it broke down through support, and again, the negative market sentiment with technology, communications, etc. No longer makes WYY attractive. So now I'll do a quick review of what's left on our bullpen, and then we'll move on. Okay, just a real quick review of everything we've got in our bullpen. As we mentioned, we're watching both Bitcoin and Ethereum. We could see where the bottom was. So our price targets are that bottom. Again, it looks like it's breaking down. We'll see. And the same way with Ethereum, we see it bottom down here, and then it hit that support level. It looks like it's rolling over. So, we want to catch the eventual ultimate bottom there. We talked about that we're adding CBU, defense contractor, we're adding DNN, uranium. We talked about FCAP, the regional bank. We still have Grow. Grow has the negative, or the pressure on Grow is cryptocurrency, but they also have gold, etc. It does pay a dividend, so that's, inflation hedge, recession hedge is their dividend. Roku, boy, really made a bounce off of that support level, and surprisingly, and then it got the updraft on Friday. So we'd like to see it come back down to a support level. It really bounced off of that. We'll see if that holds. Again, you can see our due diligence video on Roku, why we like it versus just some of the other specific streaming services. Again, we're watching treasuries, waiting for the eventual sell-off from the Fed. And then last week, and some people I know have been scalping Yin and Yang, which is the Chinese tech stock ETFs. Again, that's a great pair to scalp based on positive, negative catalysts in China. Right now, Yang has been running up, and Yin pushed down, and then that reversed. So again, that pair is something that you can day trade scalp all day long, just based on whatever is going on in China. And the basic sentiment. Again, they also move with tech. So Yang moves up with tech, Yin moves down with tech. So, or vice versa. Sorry, Yen is the long on Chinese tech, and Yang is the short on Chinese tech. So again, that's another pair you can scalp day trade. So that's what we've got in our bullpen right now. Again, as we find others, we'll add them to the bullpen. That will come out also in our intra-week watchlist updates for our Patreon members. So we hope that all helps. Okay, in terms of our ETF watch list, we don't really have anything compiled ready to share in terms of changes. I think we need to do some additional videos specific on various categories, commodities, etc., and different pairs of ETFs to swing. We've had a request from some of our BeachBum traders in those regards, so we'll work on doing that for the future. In terms of shopping list stocks, as we mentioned in part 1, we want to look at recession proofing and inflation proofing our portfolios. So please see the discussion in part 1 where we talked about the different themes for how to inflation proof and recession proof your portfolio in terms of selecting stocks and culling stocks from your shopping list. So again, we don't have anything specific other than to follow those themes from part 1. So and again, that part 1 is don't sell in May and go away. So again, please see the strategy section of part 1 about inflation proofing and recession proofing your portfolio in terms of the stocks that you select for your shopping list. Again, as we mentioned in part 1, it's be greedy when others are fearful and buy when there's blood in the streets. Well, we saw in part 1 that the fear indicator is in extreme fear. So those indications are that this may be the buying opportunity. We also see some signs of capitulation. So again, be greedy when others are fearful and buy when there's blood in the streets. So now is the time to have your shopping list ready, but have quality stocks that are going to be inflation proof and survive a coming recession. So very important. We hope that all helps. And please let us know what you think of all this. If you have anything else you think we should add to our watch list, to our bullpen, etc., other ETFs you would like us to analyze, please let us know in the comments below, in our Facebook group, in our Discord, etc. And we hope this all helps. Let us know. The content of this video was produced by BeachBum Trading. We hope you will choose to also join us in the BeachBum Trading community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at our homepage at beachbumtrading.com, the bum without the U. Similarly on Twitter, BeachBum Trading, bum without the U. On Facebook and in our BeachBum Trading Facebook group. Please follow us on Pinterest and on Instagram. All of the links to our social media sites will be included in the description box below, and we hope you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you. We also cordially want to invite you to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, where we can have discussions on all topics related to trading, success in trading, investing, etc. You can see alerts when we make trades, changes to our watch lists, etc. So again, please join us in the new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. You should be able to find a link in the description box below. You can also find a link in the social media category on our webpage, beachbumtrading.com, without the bum without the U, and also in the link section on the About page of our YouTube channel, etc. So again, we look forward to seeing you in the BeachBum Trading Community Discord server soon. Wave and say hello. We want to thank all of our fellow BeachBum traders who have also recently posted suggestions. For example, in the suggestion box channel within our Discord, we want to be able to respond appropriately and give it the adequate time and thought and response that we are able. So please keep an eye out for our responses. We hope to be able to get to them in future videos. Maybe we'll have to do a separate session or a separate type of Q&A response video, but we want to devote the appropriate time to be able to respond to each of your suggestions appropriately. So please, we would encourage all of our fellow BeachBum traders, please put your suggestions in the suggestion box channel in our Discord. You can find the links in the description box below. And again, we'll respond appropriately either directly in our Discord, or we might do a full video response to give us the time and be able to go into sufficient detail to respond appropriately to each of your suggestions, all of which we greatly appreciate. So thank you again to everyone who has put a suggestion recently in our suggestion box, and we encourage you all to do so for the benefit of all of your fellow BeachBum traders. So thank you again. We hope that you like our weekly game plan for the trading week for this week. Thank you for watching the video to the end. If you found this helpful, we hope that you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel, and please click the bell icon below to automatically be notified whenever we publish a new video. Please also share this with your fellow traders and friends via the share button included below. And let us know if you found our weekly game plans helpful in the comments included below. And let us know how we can improve. What would you like to see more, less of, etc. Thank you again for watching. Good luck and have a great trading week. Bye.